Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Cyber Legacy versus EXTREMUM, game one just about to kick off. And Fog, what are you expecting out of this one?
Just hopeful, really. I'm hopeful to see, for these teams in particular, I'm hopeful to see that they just, you know, they just get their stuff together, right? Like these teams, they've been struggling. They haven't picked up a game here yet, so I'm just looking for some cleaner plays in particular. I like, for me, I'm gonna like maybe not call out specific players, a little bit maybe for one team, like Kuman really needs to step up his game. On EXTREMUM, I think for them it's more like across the board. So yeah, just looking for these teams just to play a little bit better Dota, because they've really been suffering and just making a lot of mistakes in their games.
We've seen some sort of, you know, abrupt GGs, some early DCs. We've had it all here. So we've got to really see, as you say, these teams. This is the moment where, you know, they've just got to prove that they're better than the other team here, and see if they can sort of turn around their future here at ESL One Germany. As so far, it's been a rough start for both. Looking at the drafts, anything you really like out of these two squads that they come in with this into this game one with?
It looks like a lot of, it looks like it can be some passive style in this one actually, but it looks like 4 fighters constantly. But I see this Terrorblade versus Enigma thing, which kind of makes me feel like there's some situations where TB he might actually be able to get away with farming if the Enigma goes for more of a farm style. But also on the on the reverse side, EXTREMUM I think they can pressure a lot if this Enigma doesn't play for a farming style. If he just goes to fight, then I do feel like we could see Cyber Legacy suffer a lot, because I've seen these TBs a lot of times they don't join the game for 20 minutes, and sometimes it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of sort of Enigmas, obviously we've seen in this tournament, you know, Seb, when he picks the Enigma, it's been a good game. Would this be a game, do you think, that Seb would be like, yes, this is a great Enigma game?
I wouldn't say it's like an amazing one, but I wouldn't call it a bad one. You just have to play it a little differently. This isn't a black hole game. This isn't like, oh my god, BK Bleed Black Hole just wins the game or anything, because you're versus Silencer. This is going to be more of your aura kind of carrier and rallying around this Enigma. So it's a little bit different, because I feel like when Seb had it, both games we saw was just no BKB cancel Black Hole, and he just had the freest game ever.
Sure, but this time around, yeah, we are seeing Cyber Legacy with some ways to deal with that. And then looking at some of these lane setups, I mean, are you a fan of this on the top lane? So this sort of duo, Lizzie on the offlane, Silencer backed up by Bignum. Can you mess with the troll a lot in this lane setup?
Yeah, it can. I think Tiny's a hero that people have started to figure it out quite a lot, especially as this floor position, the one thing. And I actually like Sapphire is such a strong hero right now. This hero doesn't care. You have such high base HP anyway versus like a hero like Tiny, it's whatever. However, this is a new thing. I actually was like talking with Lacoste about it. This is the new craze, this off-lane silencer to pressure carries.
Yeah, I mean, it just sort of fits the bill as this hero that has some sort of orb attack, right? And it's a pretty hard-hitting one, and it hardly costs any mana. I mean, you're never going to run into mana issues just sitting in this lane and pressing W on the enemy carry.
Yeah. The one thing is, though, it's like you're an offlane silencer then, so you're just have to have initiation or something from somewhere else, and that's it's a big concern for me from Cyber Legacy.
Oh, that is
pretty powerful initiation for the team fight. It's nobody. It's have to be Bignum.
Yeah, it's got it. But as you say, you're looking at the Tiny to do it. But this is going to be a Tiny that's not going to have a lot of items unless he has some sort of incredible start.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely a little bit of glass cannon lineup from Cyber Legacy in that regard.
Looks like these teams know each other quite a bit too. We've seen double sentry wards from Cyber Legacy to just kind of block camps. I believe it was at least one of them was to block camps, and EXTREMUM, you know, Velo is just going to jungle anyway. B-ward one of them and be just fine. So it won't be a pressuring Enigma, which is a little concerning for me, because then I feel like Kuman just gets an absolute free lane bottom. Not sure I like this. I feel like I prefer him just denying bottom and helping his Pango, because Pango is going to suffer quite a lot down there, in my opinion. Versus an Oracle and a Terrorblade.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, but to the point where you think it's going to be hard for Malik to really get many CS out of this lane?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's already gotten this much. I feel like he should just be zoned completely. I guess maybe the first wave he did pull it back a little bit with the Enigma, but I feel like this lane gets really, really impossible for Pango.
And the mid lane. I mean, I guess this is one of these situations in mid where we're going to get to the point where Melo's going to be making moves around the map. Magical, he's going to be more focused on just taking this tier 1 down as soon as he can.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Just because I don't see any fantastic rotators, I guess, on mid. They can set up for Magical, that's the thing. It's like, Void Spirit's all magic damage, so this is one of those matchups that you can actually just pop the Pugna kind of easy with the rotation.
And I guess sort of with the greed setup they have with Vela focusing jungle, it does mean there will be a hero sort of around this area. So when Melo hits the 6 and he does start to move away, Enigma's going to be able to sweep across and will be able to soak up XP and sort of hold the tower against Magical's aggression.
Yeah, at least a little bit for sure. Top, I'm seeing this. You know, I was a little worried about the silencer plus tiny lane. It's not accomplishing a whole lot. Blizzy,
no, it's
actually bites to die.
It looks like it. Yeah, the cookie in and the slow. Pretty close. Toss up onto Nefrit will stop him from being able to chase Blizzy down any further. So Blizzy will be able to put the salve, but yeah, it's definitely not accomplishing anything in the sense that this troll, as you look at his CS, Nefrit's not been slowed down at all in this lane.
No. I feel like this, look, you know, I was concerned because of the way they kind of set things up with the Enigma jungling and Malik just being a lone bottom, but Tango's already gotten more than I thought he would. He's already level 4 somehow. I'm confused what's going on down in the bottom lane. I feel like they should just pull a lane and just keep him in a position where he can't step up. If he walks up, he dies. Now it's going to start happening because the lane's going to push up, but he's gotten enough. This is already enough as a Tango. Oh, lane setup, I feel like just quite a bit more dominant than Cyber Legacies right now. Blizzy, Constantly has to be careful top.
They're on top of him again this time. The troll, Nefrit's right in there, and that'll be enough for them to find the first blood extreme. Yeah, this top lane definitely seeming to be the one out of all of them that's hurting the most. I mean, I guess that combined with the fact that down bottom, as you say, things are, Malik's getting the space, he's getting farm, he's not being totally zoned out of the lane. So two side lanes definitely favoring EXTREMUM so far.
Which I think is pretty huge. They're running an Enigma. If you have two of your sides,
yeah, they're getting away with it. They're getting away with it.
It's quite a recipe for success in the mid game. And then I also look and I'm like, this troll, I feel he has just a really good game in general. The few things he has to worry about, of course, is like the disarms, the Pugna Decrepify. These two things can be very annoying, but there's not much stun to just hold this troll back. It's just the tiny avalanche and a 4% for the most part that's really going to be disrupting Nefrit in the mid game of just hitting targets. Definitely liking the way that they have themselves set up here.
Anyone miss me?
After all things are considered, of course, because this Enigma's just been able to free farm jungle. He's got a drum.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, it's been a very easy time for Vela, and in terms of sort of heroes that can come over and mess with him, would you sort of expect Bignum to start moving into the jungle to find this Enigma, try and slow him down somehow?
I think it's just hard as Bignum. That's the thing about the 4 tiny. I think people are just really understanding how to play versus this hero so much, and I feel like it's okay. If he leaves top lane, that's when we see Blizzy just chain feed.
I mean, that's all. Well, I guess he's only done that once, but it does feel like that even with Bignum up here, it's not like Blizzy's actually been able to farm. He's only got 13 CS with the silencer, and it's not like the troll's slowed down at all. So Bignum's he's not really been able to make much happen up top. So it's got to be elsewhere that we are going to see this tiny have some sort of impact.
This is level 6 Tango.
Straight in. They've got the Malefice Kuman. He's going to die. I mean, perfect. These moves from EXTREMUM and the timings that they're hitting because of the fact that this Pango's gotten away with this solo lane. Vela will get punished for this as TPs are coming over and Slayer's able to nuke him down. If they can find Malik as well out of this Magical, gets the courier. Malik will be fine. He's going to have another swashbuckle in a few seconds time. But still, pressure's there. They kill Kuman. They slow down this Terrorblade's farm. But because of just how well leveled these two heroes are with the way that they've gotten away with this jungle Enigma.
Yeah, I just cannot. This Pango got way too. Like level 6 at 6 minutes as a solo offlaner with pretty much no help except for one Eidolon deny, I think it was. That shouldn't happen. This is a huge flip up from Cyber Legacy. And yeah, I actually do completely agree with you. Like Bignum, he had to do more. He had to either be bottom, be in the jungle messing with something. This early game was a completely useless tiny, it does feel like, in these first 7 minutes. Just kind of sapping lane experience.
And what is that sort of down to? Would you say it's more so the lane partner that you had to the fact that it was a silencer, or is it just the fact that this Snapfire support just makes it very hard for the tiny to play into?
I think it's a lot of things. It's the top lane is also just incredibly strong. It's it's troll and Snapfire. It's just
look at this bottom. Magical is stuck around him with this rotation. They're going to be able to kill him off. As they come in EXTREMUM, they make sure their tier 1 down bottom doesn't go down to this push that Magical was trying to get in place. He spent a lot of time down there to put that pressure on. Doesn't get the tower, and it costs him his life.
I'm actually quite concerned for like Cyber Legacy as it progresses, because this Pango has gotten away with so much. Pango and Void Spirit, they eat Pugna alive. If Pugna's the front line, which, like we said, there's no frontliner initiators really for Cyber Legacy. So I'm very worried for Magical in the mid game and as this game progresses. I feel like he's just going to get popped.
I think sort of the thing that shows sort of the difference the most. You know, sure, you're looking at the top, it's less than 1k in it, but yeah, just look at the two offlaners, right? Both Blizzy and the Pango, Malik have pretty similar CS, but Malik, he's like a couple of levels ahead.
It's level 8.
And you just sort of on mid lane now, Blizzy, he's got to be careful. Melo, he's able to step up with an inventory there on top of Blizzy. Blizzy's going to go down. Not even going to get the XP to hit that 6 as, yeah, coming up to what's going to be 9 minutes when he spawns back in. Still stuck at level 5 as the offlane silencer.
Yeah, nearly, I mean, almost 3-4 levels ahead on the solo Pango. Like, this Pango was completely isolated while they have a jungle Enigma who's also about to level 7. So we see that, you know, gold is only 1k, but experience is almost 4,000 in lead of Extremum already.
Which at this point of the game is quite a lead to have.
Yeah. Magical.
Top lane. I mean, he was pretty far up there as well. No time at all for the rest of the team to back him up. I mean, these deaths hurt, right? The Pugna could be Magical. He's moved down bottom, tried to get the tier 1 tower, didn't get it, died. He's come up top. Top lane this movement, he died before he was even able to do anything of it.
I think this might be one of those games where Cyber Legacy just can't do much of anything. Because Kuman's going to be jungling the whole time. I think Magical's going to keep... I think he's just going to keep walking in and dying like this to force towers. He has no backup of team. His team around him is... They're super weak. Now Bignum, he's spotted.
I've got the grab hit with the Remnant. There will be some protection from Slayer. Will be enough. Able to get Bignum out of there.
Yeah, very concerned for these next 10 minutes, pretty much. It feels like for Cyber Legacy. I'm not too sure what they can accomplish on the map. They have to go together, though. They have to have like 3 heroes with Magical.
See what they can find with the smoke. They're heading over, but G actually inside the pit will break the smoke. They do get the toss back on G. See if they can blow him up with the decrepit. They sure can. A lot of Magical bursts will get the kill, but at the same time, up top, Blizzy go down yet again. It's time Nefrit one to come in and claim the kill. That's going to pretty much give him the money for the Yasha on top of this Treads. And he's ready to get active. Mid lane, Cyber Legacy after the kill on G, still hanging around as 4.
They can't push
also
this.
popping the Metamorphosis.
Yeah, the Pango's just too high level. There's no way they can punish your towers. As long as Malik has a TP available to set up for these towers, you have to run if you're Cyber Legacy. You have no good team fight. You can't pop him in time. He will crush your whole team with the Rolling Thunder, especially around those, you know, great little cliff areas in the mid, or water, whatever you want to call them, bouncing areas. I feel like it's going to just be Cyber Legacy farming.
I mean, and can they sort of get away with that? Is that sort of their only option, to just play defensive, hope that this Terrorblade is going to get up to a point where he will be able to carry?
I guess it really feels like with the way they've put themselves in the draft. And Magical with a haste, we'll be okay in mid.
Yeah, dodge both the Remnant and the Swashbuckle there. So Magical gonna be able to outplay them this time round.
Mellow, he did use both his Astrals.
Getting focused. The Global Silence coming out, but not before Mello's already made it out to the side. Blizzy does land down the curse onto Mello. Jump forward here with the toss, but the Malik is on Magical. In fact, there's not enough damage to bring down Mello. He's gonna live. Oh, now Malik's gets away from it all. Malik's in with a Rolling Thunder, and the Swashbuckle takes down Magical as Extremum somehow getting Mello out of there. And it ends in another scenario where Magical, he's the one dying.
Not the greatest catch on their team. You know, they popped the global, but you know, this Tiny, he needs to have Blink Dagger for them to have really good catch, because they have a silencer core. This is, you know, this is the concern. Like we said, there's no initiator, there's no ways to actually chase and catch. Like if they have a natural offlaner like Mars, Tar, etc., any of these normal ones, you might feel like they have better opportunities there, but yeah, it just feels really hard for them to do anything. And I feel like that's going to put them on the back foot so much, because Extremum can just, they can literally make space all around the map for this troll and just constantly run it. Cyber Legacy.
They know that such an important part of Cyber Legacy's game is Bignum getting this Blink Dagger, and they're going to be able to jump him. She's in with the cookie setup. I've got the burst to take down the Tiny, and just continue to make sure that the Bignum's Dagger isn't going to come online anytime soon. And I won't be surprised if we just continue to see this. Anytime Bignum goes out in a lane, Extremum, they'll see him as an easy target.
Yeah, I feel like they can actually just look like that. Look for that pretty much at any time they see anybody. I think even if they see people, like, I think they could even... They could even set up for top, but I think they might rather make other trades that are just better for them. Maybe drop top, pressure bottom, and mid, and it's just more favorable for you rather than going for a risky play. But they're strong enough to fight. Their team fight is ridiculously strong with this Pango on this Enigma that's buff already. Fellas, got him coming.
Radiant's middle tower
He does, and the Frip, you know, with this space that he's got, and these towers that they're taking, he's going to start working on the BKB. Once he has Yasha BKB, he's going to be invincible against Cyber Legacy's lineup. Kuman's not at a stage where he's going to have any sort of sizable damage to sort of fight against the Troll. He goes across the BKB. You know, we're going to have to see some excellent defensive suppressed coming out from the match, or they're going to struggle keeping this tiny this Troll off him. And it's what we said it was, right? He shows his face in the lane, and EXTREMUM, they're just going to kill him instantly. It's feeling so hard for Cyber Legacy to sort of catch a break in this game right now with the way that this just slipped behind right from the laning stage.
You know, I knew I didn't believe Lacoste when I heard that he was saying that, you know, this silencer offlane thing was king. Because this looks really, really, really bad, I'll be honest with you. It's just useless.
Radiant's bottom tower,
especially with what he has
he hasn't got any in, bless him.
Yeah,
that's when you know it's off. If you haven't got a +2, then you're feeling bad as the silencer.
If he has a mid that can actually like start engagements, start stuff, then I can feel a little bit better about it. But the fact that he has a Pugna, I don't know what the synergy between a Pugna and a silencer is.
Sure. So what sort of makes you talking? If you're running something like a mid Mars, if you're going to do, well, maybe a mid Underlord, something like that.
Yeah, I mean anyone who can just be a frontline in a way, like a Conka, someone like this that can start things. They don't have someone to start, as we keep reiterating, and they're gonna just try to get Bignum this split dagger. But hey, this is just giving so much time to EXTREMUM. Look, 4 of the top 5 net worths, and I feel like that's gonna continue to grow with this downtime with their heroes. Like Enigma, they all just naturally farm way faster. And I feel like Cyber Legacy's also feeling that. Like Magical's just spamming chat wheels, jungling as Pugna. Bounty runes coming up. EXTREMUM, they're posturing themselves aggressively. They know they can. They know there's no way that Cyber Legacy really contest too much.
Man just able to grab the one at the top river. The other 3 should go the way of EXTREMUM.
Yeah. Bignum is getting some time to farm bottom. They are setting up around him, but he's about 650 gold away from Blink, and they desperately need it.
Oh, but look, yeah, they're looking for him.
There.
It's a little close to the tower though, so kind of hard for EXTREMUM to jump. We'll see if Melon wants to commit for it. Oh, he's got the Yules, so he's in. Oh, actually off the mark with the Remnant. So that means Bignum's going to get the chance to step to the side, and Bignum will live. Siege Creep saving the day, but here comes the Rolling Thunder. Malik's in there, has to use the false promise to keep Bignum alive. Malik coming over again with the blink to hit them a second time. Some beautiful bounces here from this Pango, but now they're in trouble. The Global's out. They've got a little too close to the tower. Malik, he's out. They get more his Cyber Legacy. They're trying to chase on, but G's going to cover the retreat with the Mortimer's Kisses. Make sure the Cyber Legacy can't chase for more, but that time round, just a little too sloppy around the tower, and Cyber Legacy, they're able to get themselves a kill, and they won't lose anything themselves this time.
All right. They had to bring everybody down bottom, though, to just protect their Tiny, and that was a meta committed. At least they keep him alive, though. That's the biggest thing. It is a lot of time where effort's still just free farming, though. So no, as much as they defended and they did get a nice kill pickup, it's still the positioning of where it is, right? It's at their 2-2. They have to run all the way across to try to pressure a tower. But Magic is trying with these blasts here. Let's finish this.
It's about to fall,
Dyer's middle
well.
Head in.
Be a little careful.
Not really much that he can do to stop these blasts from coming in, and finally Magical able to take second tier 1 tower down.
And they've got their blink now on Bignum, so let's see what they can make of it. I feel like they have to be pretty explosive with this one right here, because they still have Kuman free farming at the top, but there's quite a big gap between the rest of them there.
Smoke ready on G. EXTREMUM, they're ready to move straight again into the jungle of Cyber Legacy.
Global was used, Meta was used as well, so they're way stronger at the moment too, if a fight does kick off. So they're trying to force it. Magical might be the one to get caught first.
They've got the Yule set up. The Cookie coming in a little early. See if it matters. Rolling Thunder onto the side, making sure that Slayer's going to get disabled and unable to cast anything. The Black Hole's there for Bella onto 2 more. As it's a clean double kill for the Enigma, and it's not over yet as EXTREMUM has Nefra sweeping round on the side, catching off Bignum on his attempted escape. 3 more kills for EXTREMUM. Cyber Legacy, they get the Void Spirit, but that's all in that engagement. And now with 3 off the map, space is going to be there for EXTREMUM to push down and take this tier 2 tower far before the 20-minute mark as well. So setting up the map to secure themselves the double outpost at 20.
Greaves already finished on Velar, so the fight's very easy. Nefric going, in my opinion, the perfect item build when you're playing versus Terrorblade. You get your Yasha for your farm, get your BKB for the fight, and then Basher for just that one-on-one. If you ever are in a fight versus Terrorblade, you're gonna slaughter him with this. Loving the way that they've been playing so far and setting themselves up. Everything going.
Oh, they're gonna try and rush down here. Cyber Legacy.
Is it spotted at all though? This is a strong Pango in the area.
Quick link out from Malik, but they're doing it with the Metamorphosis.
The scan's
coming over from Nefrit. Yeah, they're gonna know it's up now. Are they able to get here in time? It's not super quick, but they are doing it. Getting low, Malik's gonna start to poke. The Remnant in is gonna drag Kuman over towards the wall. Turns, gets the Sunder off onto the chop, but the BKB's out. Nefrit backing away. Malik's gonna commit, hits a massive 3-man rolling Thunder as well as steps over there, able to take down Slayer. This Kuman Terrorblade is too low. Another Remnant pullback controls Kuman. He goes down. Blizzy just surrounded and helpless as EXTREMUM kill off a third. They'll walk into the pit. They'll get Roshan themselves, no questions asked. I mean, you definitely could feel going for that sort of attempted Roche was... It's not something you do if the game's in a happy place for you. It's a risky move. It does not pay off as EXTREMUM punish it, and the game just continues to look grimmer and grimmer for Cyber Legacy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This Pango has literally just won the game, like just from the start to finish, right? The offlane Pango by himself hits 6 minutes, and all of his ulti's been perfect. And then you're around the Roche pit there. It's kind of handed to you. Your ult is just easy to use around there. And now they're already in such a comfortable position, but I feel for them now, they're probably just thinking, this game's over. If we don't throw, there's like no way. CyberLegacy just doesn't have the heroes to kind of bring it back. They don't have this big black hole. They don't have this big overwhelming team fight.
Radiant's top tower
it's just not there in their draft.
Definitely getting to the stage when you just look at the levels and items the EXTREMUM heroes have. The heroes are just going to die on Cyber Legacy's side. You know, anyone at this point is going to get jumped upon by, even if it's just 2 members of EXTREMUM, and they're going to have the firepower to kill them.
Yeah, and I feel like every item that EXTREMUM gets is just that much more impactful than I feel any item Cyber Legacy will get. Like Kuman, like we said, he's still farming, but even when he gets like BKB and stuff, Basher's already done on Troll. They have an Enigma anyway for Black Hole in a lot of situations. They already have all their tools, and it just gets better and better. Like Ag's Void destroys Pugna, destroys Terrorblade 2, and it's gonna start getting to that point for EXTREMUM very soon. Magical's at least able to claim another tower here, and they're gonna try to smoke across. Malik breaks it.
Sees it starts off. He's going to start action on the backlines. Indeed, coming in straight away onto the Velo, trying to walk in from the side. Kuman is killing him off. Velo will go down. They're able to kill off the Enigma, but on the side of it, the rest of EXTREMUM just focusing down. Magical. Kuman's able to get, something out of them. 2 kills for Kuman as he's able to hold his ground. And he'll get out as well. The rest of EXTREMUM not to chase. So Terrorblade still staying there up at the top. It's just the real problem being that both Magical and Blizzy are nowhere near. They're very far behind right now. It really is all on this Terrorblade, and it's a lot of pressure on Kuman.
If he could somehow get the space to get a BKB and a Butterfly, then I could see him having a chance. But like you said, he doesn't have the backup of the teammates to allow him to get that space to farm, to become that huge carry. Versus so many natural counters. Trying desperately to find anywhere for them to farm. They've got decent vision down throughout the majority of this game too, so they've seen a lot of these moves coming. They can't do anything about it.
On the setup pit, onto the Tiny, and no attempts for the rest of the team to come over and help, and they're going to let Big Num go.
I return. I would have called you.
Proves to be extremely hard for Cyber Legacy to really ever split up at this stage of the game. Anybody out on their own will be found by EXTREMUM as they just continue to own the map. 18-6, 12k lead, just 22 minutes in. And just a consistently growing lead, one that's yet to be shaken up by Cyber Legacy.
And the experience lead is insane. 20,000 experience lead. 1k XP per minute. Auto Plus only gives him a 3% also. Poor Cyber Legacy.
That's pretty low, yeah, 22 minutes in. But understandable, I think, considering the circumstances of the drafts and what we've had play out so far.
Yeah, there's just no team fight. There just still is no team fight, and you know, global is just global. That's it. It's already countered.
See if they can pull out any sort of magic to turn this around, but you know, I mean, if this does sort of continue to end this way for Cyber Legacy, I mean, what are you sort of taking away from this game the most? Is it more focus on trying to make sure that EXTREMUM cannot get away with this setup of having a jungle enigma, or are you looking at your top lane saying, right, we tried this silencer offlane, it just doesn't work in this lineup?
This one felt like a lot of things, to be honest. It just was like the synergy between their entire draft together. Like Silencer plus Pugna with Oracle, making plays feels really tough, and like overall team fights, it's just very lackluster. This is kind of Kuman, do you, while we have global to cover you. That's what I feel like it looks like in the majority of this. He's got the BKB finished. Let's see if they can try with this fight. I think this might be one of their last ones.
See if they can kill off Malik. They've got the global silence coming in. Malik getting low.
Greaves pipe.
Still alive. They're able to get him out. It's enough. Malik doesn't go and again the jump. He's able to get away from Big Number. He tried to get in. G from the pit, laying down the kisses, but they've got the avalanche to stop it. G is surrounded. Kuman's able to take down the Snapfire. The turnover to was Nefrit has been disarmed for now. Get more out of this. One kill to G.
They're just waiting
trying to step
for
up to the
meta.
high ground, but kind of setting up.
Top tower is
The
under
combo,
attack.
Big Num with the toss back onto Nefrit. Don't want any further control to hold him there. It's actually a little bit spoon Nefrit. He's popping the BKB.
Oh, wow.
He's actually TPing out. Very scared right now about the chase of Cyber Legacy. This is going to mean Vela left behind. Big Num's in with the combo. They will manage to find themselves a second. As they are able to just break up the fight. And as it is, Kuman with the meta at this stage, definitely getting a lot of respect from Extreme, and they weren't happy to fight him.
They gave a ton of respect to the BKB on Kuman as well as that meta. They're going to look to jump a bit away now.
And this shield's here with the Run Thunder is going to be the Kuman forcing the BKB out straight away. He's going to pop it. False Promise also coming out early as they were very scared for Kuman's life, but hey, it works. They stand their ground. They take down the Void Spirit. EXTREMUM actually throwing away another big kill there as Melo is able to be taken out.
They didn't want to fight with 4. When it was just 2 of them, they wanted to commit on the Terrorblade. That was a little weird of a jump there by EXTREMUM after they just bailed out, right? They had 4 people versus the meta that was ending, and then when they TP out 2, that's when they looked to engage onto it. That was a little bit forced, but they're still in a very comfortable spot. But this Kuman, as we said, BKB Butterfly, those are 2 of the big ingredients for him to try to carry this game, and he's getting closer to them. Vela.
A lot of damage here. This life drain.
Dire's top tower
Is that the full Abyssal? Okay, Troll has Abyssal. I think maybe that's also what they were just trying to finish up to. Nefrit wanted to be a little more comfortable around the fights.
A bit of a shake-up though for sort of first time this game. Yeah, by Cyber Legacy able to take down a little bit of the lead that EXTREMUM have. Malik, he's ready to go in. He's in with the Rolling Thunder, straight on the Blizzy. Natural and Bigum on the high ground, seeing if they can get it and help out. Stay up from the side, no false promise for 40 seconds, so Blizzy will go down. EXTREMUM, the plan, do they want to try and push it to the high ground? There's still a tier 2 lying on the top lane.
Do they have their Ag's Void Spirit? He does. Okay, I think now they can play as aggressive as they'd like to. This kind of breaks everything here because he can always jump into the back and get the silence on Slayer for the saves.
Bad reputation.
Yeah, they're still in a very comfortable spot. I don't think they ever really have to just force the issue. I think they're always going to be in a winning position in this game, no matter how big the Terrorblade is, just because of how poor his other floors are. There's a lot Kuman can do, though. He's actually switched the build. He's going to be going through the Scotty this game.
Precious bounty.
I feel like that, I'll help him, like, kite, but I feel they're going to get on top of him anyway. So I guess he just wants some more tankability.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, well, that's a guess. Decent amount more of HP. More opportunities for Slayer to save you. Around mid. He's got BKB and the Abyssal jump straight over towards Magical, but the false promise is there. Malik rolling in. Look at the lockdown Magical. This Punker indeed taking far the most damage. The Yule's up on the Rolling Thunder, controlling Blizzy. jump as well. Blizzy will fall. Melo's hunting for more. See what sort of a catch he can get. He's got the Yules ready if he can get in range of Slayer, and there it is. Yule set up onto Slayer. The Oracle's down outside of the base, and just like that, I mean, he's just that farmed. They try and make a move on him, but BKB and an Abyssal Blade jump in. Suddenly the fight just falls apart completely for Cyber Legacy, and after being the ones to initiate, they lose 3 and they get nothing.
Almost popped him with just a little bit too much HP. And then it ends up looking like the worst target they could have gotten because of it. As the repair kit doesn't do a whole lot to hold.
Has fallen.
Then they're going to respect the respawns coming in. Straight up the top lane they go. Creep wave's coming over. Hit the tier 2.
Go pick up your items too. Got a lot of gold to go figure out. Yeah, we see Malik. We've seen Kuman even picking it, right? Pangolier is missing. Malik he's breaking this game. Every single fight, he's always just getting on top of everyone. 2-1 and 14, this off-lane Pango. He's just been crushing it this whole time.
Levels as well, we're level 20. He's up there.
Same as
control.
That's
He's
insane.
been AFK farming. Malik's just been able to make that much happen. Again, another attempt. The global is out. Neference rather low, but he got the BKB off, so he's able to run away. Magical, sort of in an awkward position. He's going to turn with the life drain. Looking forward, they're on top of the puck. Magical will go down. Kuman's out as well. It's just another seemingly impossible fight for Cyber Legacy. They try and fight. They are just so far behind. Roshan's up. Extremu's going to head over. They're going to be able to take this one. As this has just been, unfortunately, for Cyber Legacy, another rough game. But, you know, let's look at the positives. For Extremum, another team that's obviously been having struggles here. And this definitely is going to be a game for them to get pretty excited about. This is a solid showing. Across the map and from sort of minute 1 really, and the draft as well. It all just worked out and seemingly just forced Cyber Legacy into a position that they don't seem very comfortable in.
Yeah, Extreme, they came with a game plan, right? Like Valor's like, I'm going to be junking. Cyber Legacy came with a plan to try to counter it, but only with wards. Besides the wards, they never slowed down this Enigma. We got free drum, free mech. Oh, that's a very free game as bottom Blizzy. Can you get away? Close.
Oh, they found him, Melo. Melo's got him. Blizzy, unfortunately, for him, dead again. At the same time, the rest of Extreme, they're pushing into the base. Magical will live for now with the self-decrepify, but the kisses are coming out. Taking a lot, actually. Slayer, she's just going to die for this. As Malik jumps over, finishing them off, the Finite will come out. Malik's pretty deep. He's back up to full HP. He's able to step away. And they can reset and continue as they wish here at Extremum. The fourth them pushing in. In fact, Melo comes in from the swamp side, sweeps it, has the setup. Melo's in with a 3-man black off to close it up in style. As Kuman will pop the BKB, but the bash is there. He cannot get a single hit. GG is called. And this is, I said, this was definitely another rough one for Cyber Legacy. Nothing really falling into place. And Extremum